There comes a moment in every person's life when the scaffolding begins to fall, the plans unravel, the map he so meticulously followed curls at the edges and burns. He looks out into the unknown, trembling, uncertain, with the weight of logic screaming at his back. And it is precisely in that moment, when the ground is no longer firm beneath his feet, that the universe whispers, "Now, now I can move." We are taught from the cradle to control, to manage, to grasp. But the iron grip of control suffocates the very flow of creation. I tell you, the miracle lies not in your striving, but in your surrender. The power is not in the force of will, but in the feeling of faith. You are not here to fight life. You are here to feel it, to fall into it, to trust it. I once said, and I say it again now, dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment. That assumption, that inner vision, that unseen conviction, it does not ask for proof. It does not wait for confirmation. It asks only that you let go of how it must come and let the universe do its divine work. Let go, not in defeat, but in dominion. Lincoln let go when he faced a nation at war with itself. He knew he could not micromanage the minds of men, so he spoke the word of freedom. He held the vision, and then he let go into divine order. Edison let go when his laboratory turned to ash. Thousands of failed attempts did not crush his spirit because he knew the light had already been discovered in his mind. The fire outside did not matter. What burned in him was brighter. That is surrender. That is trust. Do not concern yourself with the means, I said once. Always go to the end. The end is not a place on a calendar or a signature on a page. The end is a feeling. It is the emotional certainty that what you desire is already so. Let go of the middle. Let go of the conditions. Let go of the how. When you plant a seed in the earth, you do not rip it out every morning to check its progress. You do not scream at the soil. You water it, you protect it, and then you wait. Why is it then that we do not afford the same trust to the seeds of our imagination? Because fear speaks louder than truth if you let it. But hear me now, the louder voice is not always the wiser one. Trust does not shout. It whispers, it hums in the stillness. It says, all is well, even now, especially now. Letting go is not the act of doing nothing. It is the highest act of doing, because it is the doing of faith. Faith is not blind. Faith sees beyond the surface. It walks forward while others freeze. It knows that what is seen is temporary, but what is imagined, what is felt, is eternal. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, I declared. Not think of it, not hope for it, but feel it now. Let that feeling be the law. Let it be the only compass. And once you feel it, walk away. Walk away with confidence, as though the door has already opened behind you. You must let go as one who has already received. Look at the masters of history. Carnegie did not chase, he envisioned. Ford did not beg the world for permission to create the automobile. He saw it. And then he persisted in that inner conviction, not by controlling every outcome, but by being faithful to the image inside. They understood the law. You are not here to orchestrate the orchestra. You are the composer of its symphony. Once the notes are written in your heart, let the music play. The universe has musicians far more capable than your hands can reach. Let them come. When I say let go, I do not mean abandon your desire. I mean abandon your doubt. I mean abandon the desperate grasping for evidence. Let go of the impulse to make things happen and become the embodiment of one for whom it has already happened. There is nothing passive about this. It takes more strength to stand still in faith than to run in fear. It takes more courage to say, I trust, than to say, I must fix this. I have lived this law. I have tested it in the silence of night and the chaos of day. And I have watched, time and again, how the unseen becomes seen, not through manipulation, but through surrender. Let go and trust the universe, I told them. Live as though your desire were already a fact. That is not a poetic phrase. It is a command to your subconscious, to your world, to the fabric of reality itself. There are two beings within you. the one who tries and the one who knows, the one who controls and the one who allows. The moment you shift allegiance from the controller to the knower, your world begins to mirror that knowing. Trust is the language of kings and queens. Trust is the breath of the mystic. Trust is the birthplace of miracles. And here is the paradox. The more you trust, the faster it comes. Because you're no longer blocking it with your worry, your need, your interference. You have stepped aside and made space for the divine. You have ceased being the wall and become the window. You are not meant to wrestle the universe into submission. You are meant to walk with it in harmony, to declare your desire, to feel its fulfillment, and to stand still in that knowing, not once, not twice, but until it hardens into fact. And when the voices of doubt rise, and they will, you say to them, I have felt it real. I have lived the end. I have let go of the how, and the universe has heard me. You do not plead with life. You impress upon it. You do not knock at the door. You walk through it in imagination and wait for the outer world to catch up. Let go, not as one who is weak, but as one who is finally aware of his power. Let go, not to escape the world, but to shape it from a higher plane. Let go, because you are not the architect's assistant. You are the architect, and the blueprint is within you. When the great rivers swell and crash against the stones, they do not protest, they do not struggle. They move, guided by their own flow, knowing that every obstacle is a shaping hand, not a prison. So too must you allow your life to unfold without the grip of fear's fingers tightening around your breath. Let go. Trust that what is yours cannot be kept from you. Trust that the life you've seen in your imagination is more than a fantasy. It is a divine decree whispered through your soul's longing. I have taught, and I will teach again. You can never force anything. Everything must come by a law of attraction and a law of assumption. The moment you try to force, you announce to the universe that you do not believe you are in possession of the thing you seek. The moment you clutch, you confirm your separation from it. But the moment you relax and feel it to be already so, the great law begins to operate. And it moves heaven and earth in ways that no logic could predict and no man could orchestrate. To let go is not to give up. To let go is to assume. To let go is to allow yourself to live in the end that you have imagined. You do not build the bridge to your future with effort. You glide across it on the wings of assumption. And when doubt rises like a storm, you do not fight the winds. You remember the vision. You return to it. You close your eyes and say, it is done. And then you walk in that knowing, not trembling, not begging, not waiting. There was a man who once stood in a field of barren earth and said, here, I will build a city. They called him mad. They saw no buildings, no roads, no commerce, no light. But in his mind, the city already stood. And so he walked its streets long before they existed. He sold nothing, and yet all was sold. He touched nothing, yet it all moved to his will. That man was not a dreamer. He was a master of assumption. He let go of the world's facts and trusted the divine facts of his own consciousness. And so I tell you, again and again, until the words echo through your being, the world is yourself pushed out. What you believe, what you assume, what you consent to emotionally, that becomes your mirror. Not instantly, not always in the hour you wish, but with divine precision it unfolds. But it cannot unfold where you interfere. It cannot flower where you dig at the roots every morning. You must plant, water with belief, and then rest. Not a lazy rest, but a sacred rest. A rest that says, I know the seed knows how to grow. To trust the universe is to trust yourself, for there is no other power but your own wonderful human imagination. It is not arrogance, it is obedience. Obedience to the law that states clearly, as within, so without. And what is within you but God imagining? I say it now, as I have said it from the beginning. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to chase. You are here to awaken, and in awakening to remember that all the power you ever sought was placed in you before the foundation of the world. Do not doubt, because the evidence is not yet visible. Did the sun doubt its return when it disappeared behind the horizon? Did the tree mourn the winter as though spring would not come? No, it let go. It trusted, and so must you. The moment you detach from how, from when, from who, from what if, the moment you step away from needing evidence and return to feeling the truth, that is the moment the heavens begin to stir. Let me be perfectly clear. This is not passive living. This is divine precision. You are not abandoning action. You are allowing inspired action. You are not forsaking motion. You are choosing right motion. And when the inner world is set, the outer world obeys. You cannot manipulate the river with your hands, but you can direct it with the cut of the land. So too with consciousness, you do not push the external world. You shape the internal, and all else bends. I once stood before a man who wept at the lack of change in his life. He had done all the affirmations, all the prayers, all the visualizing, yet nothing had moved. And I asked him, have you truly let go? He said, I let go every day. And I said, no. You repeated the words, but your heart still clutched, your mind still fought, and your breath still chased. That is not letting go. That is begging in disguise. True surrender is stillness. It is silence. It is peace. Not the peace of apathy, but the peace of a man who knows his request is already granted. When you can walk through life with the poise of the answered, not the seeker, the world bows. It has no choice, because you have become cause and no longer effect. Let go, not into the unknown, but into the knowing. Let go, not into chaos, but into order, divine order. Let go, and allow the power that formed the stars to form your destiny. A change of feeling is a change of destiny. So change it now, not with struggle, not with strain, with stillness, with surrender, with the whisper, it is already so. And once that whisper becomes your roar, silent though it may be, the world will reshape itself accordingly. Then hear this final eternal truth, the culmination of every secret, every technique, every sacred teaching reduced to one mighty command. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption. Do not waver. Do not dilute it with worry. Do not poison it with disbelief. Wrap yourself in it as though it were your skin. Move through the world, cloaked in the certainty that what you have imagined has already been received. That what you have dared to declare in your inner world, the universe is now faithfully arranging on your behalf. Let the old story fall away. It is not who you are. Let the memories of lack dissolve. They do not define you. Let the doubts scatter like smoke in the wind, because you are no longer a servant to fear. You are a creator, a visionary, a divine being awakening from the illusion of separation and limitation. You were not meant to suffer under the weight of circumstance. You were meant to rise above it, to transcend it, to declare, not ask, to imagine, not beg, to create, not chase. Do you hear it now? The power that beats your heart does not need your panic. It needs your faith. The power that sustains the stars does not need your struggle. It needs your surrender. Let go fully and trust, not blindly, not passively, but with the inner fire of one who knows, one who has already seen the end and dares to feel it now. I tell you this, and I will tell you until the final breath. Everything is a reflection of your inner state. So dare to live from the end. Dare to walk into every moment knowing it has already been done. Dare to feel rich, even when the account is bare. Dare to feel loved, even when the bed is empty. Dare to feel powerful, even when the world ignores you, because feeling is the secret. You are the operant power. There is no power outside of your consciousness. None. And when you finally understand this, not just with the intellect, but with the whole of your being, you become unstoppable, untouchable, unshakable. The world will call it miracles, but you will call it natural, because it is. All of this, is natural to the one who assumes rightly. So let go. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the how. Let go of the resistance, the fear, the control, and step boldly into the wish fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, not when conditions improve. Now this moment, right here, is your portal. Step through it. You are not waiting for anything. Life is waiting for you, so let go and rise. Let go and become. Let go. And watch the universe unveil itself before you, not as something you chase, but as something that was always yours. And so I stand here now, not as a seeker, but as one who has found. I do not reach outward anymore, for I have discovered that the entire universe moves in response to the inner voice, not the cries of desperation, but the calm, unwavering decree of I am that which I have desired. And because I am it, I no longer chase. I no longer wait. I no longer bargain with time or plead with fate. I simply know. And when you truly know, you need no proof. You need no signs. You do not need the outer world to reflect it back to you, because you are living in the inner fulfillment of it already. This is the power of letting go and trusting the universe. It is not passive, it is not idle, it is not weak. T is the greatest strength a man or woman can hold, to walk in silence through a storm, unshaken, because within they have already seen the sun, to be laughed at, doubted, dismissed, and yet remain unmoved, because they have already claimed it in the secret place of the Most High. This is what the world does not understand. This is what few will ever truly grasp, that when you surrender the outer fight, you gain the inner throne. Let go of needing it to come, and it will. Let go of controlling the path, and it will find you. Let go of the incessant questioning, when, how, why not yet? And you will hear the whisper of the universe say, now, you are always ready. I have seen empires rise on the back of silent belief. I have seen men with nothing but a vision in their minds become giants among the world. I have seen women who had been cast aside by the world rebuild themselves in imagination and emerge radiant, unstoppable, divinely magnetic. They did not wait. They did not seek validation. They let go of what was and chose to trust what is becoming. And now I say to you, if you will do the same, not half-heartedly, not for a day or a week, but as a full offering of your being, then you will witness the divine unfold before you. The moment you feel it real, it becomes real. The moment you dare to believe, the wheels begin to turn. The moment you stop striving and start knowing, truly knowing, you are met by a power that needs no effort, only faith. As it is written, when you pray, believe that you have received it, and it shall be yours. Not hope, not wish, not bargain. Believe. So do not ask, what if it doesn't come? Ask instead, what if it already has? What if your only task is to match it, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and allow it to show itself? What if the only thing separating you from the life you desire is your unwillingness to let go of the current one? You must be willing to release the version of you that doubts, that delays, that distrusts, so that the version of you that knows can rise and reign. You are not here to wait in the hallways of destiny. You are here to walk boldly through its doors. You are not here to sit by the shore and watch others sail. You are here to command the wind, and all it requires is the sacred, holy act of surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of trust, the surrender of ego, the surrender of needing to control what you already own in spirit. This is the secret. This is the key. This is the law. And now it is yours. Let go and trust the universe. And so, beloved, let this be the day you no longer live in partial belief. Let this be the day you no longer straddle the line between desire and doubt. Let this be the moment you cross fully into your new reality. Not someday, not when conditions are perfect, but now. For what you are willing to claim internally will organize itself externally. That is the law. No power on earth can deny the one who walks in assumption. No man, no system, no circumstance can block what has already been accepted in consciousness. You are not required to move the pieces of the world like a chessboard. You are not here to hustle the universe into submission. You are here to feel it done. You are here to assume the end. You are here to walk by inner light, not by outer facts. And when the facts scream, "It's not working," you whisper back, "It is finished." When the world shows delay, you show resolve. When the outer world denies, the inner world affirms. I say to you, the truth is not what the five senses reveal. The truth is what your imagination declares, and your only job now is to return again and again to that holy place within, where the end is already yours, where the promise is already kept, where the version of you that already has it all is waiting with open arms. You do not need to convince the world, only yourself. And once that is done, the world will rearrange itself to match your inner state. Yes, it will come through people and places and events that appear random, but nothing is random. All things are drawn into orbit by the force of your consciousness. You are the center of your universe, and if you believe it is done, the entire cosmos must reflect that knowing back to you. So go now, not in fear, not in urgency, but in quiet power. Release the grip on how and when. Abandon the timeline. Forget the opinions of those who do not see what you see. And trust fully that the unseen is more real than the seen. I have done this myself, time and again. I have watched the law deliver precisely what I dared to assume. I have seen the miraculous unfold, not by effort, but by inner knowing. And if I can do this, so can you. There is nothing special about me except my willingness to believe. Now you must decide if you are willing to do the same, to believe, not with your lips, but with your life, to walk as if it were already true, to speak as if it had already arrived, to feel the joy of it, not tomorrow, but today. Do this, and I promise you, the world must bend, the universe must obey. The vision must manifest. It is not my law, it is the law. And it is written not in books, but on the very fabric of your being. Let go, trust, feel it real, and watch what happens next. There comes a moment in every awakened soul's journey when the only thing left to do is to surrender, not to the world, not to fate, but to the inner law of being. A moment when striving has exhausted itself, when logic has run its course, and all that remains is the quiet, burning truth that the imagination is the only reality, and that life bends not to force, but to feeling. I have stood at that edge myself. I have shouted prayers into the dark. I have begged for signs, for proof, for something in the outer to show me that I was being heard. But none came, none could come, until I became still, until I let go, until I trusted that my world was not out there, but in here. I let go of the need to manipulate. I let go of timelines. I let go of the loud voices that said it would never happen. And when I finally stopped grasping, clinging, chasing, it came. It came because I was no longer trying to make it come. It came because I believed. And when I believed, I became one with it. You see, you cannot chase what is already yours. You cannot attract what you already are. And you are the thing you seek. It is written in your being, etched in the silence of your soul. And the moment you trust that truth, the universe obeys. Let the waves roar. Let the storms pass. Let the world call you foolish, naive, delusional. You know something they do not. That imagination creates reality, and you no longer need their validation, for you've seen with the inner eye. You've walked the inner path, and once a man walks that road, there is no turning back. So now let it go. Let go of how. Let go of when. Let go of the doubt, the fear, the timeline, and just assume with finality that it is done. Feel it done. Live from the end. You are not waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on you, waiting for you to finally trust, waiting for you to move in faith, waiting for you to walk by inner sight, not outer fact. And so I say, go now quietly but boldly. Stand in the stillness of I am and declare without hesitation, it is finished. Let that be the word that carries you. Let that be the truth that anchors you. Let that be the feeling that ignites the world around you. Because when you walk in the power of assumption, when you trust the invisible more than the visible, when you surrender not to defeat, but to your divine authority, the mountains will move, the seas will part, the impossible will bow, for all things are possible to the one who believes. You are that one. Now go and live like it, speak like it, feel like it, because your world is no longer coming. It is here and it is yours forever.